Thank you for visiting Ottoneu Trade Rumors. Here's a quick video on how to use the new Ottoneu Trade Rumors Surplus Calculator created by Justin Vibber. It's a calculator based in Google Sheets, but first, before you go to the Google Sheet calculator, you want to go to Ottoneu Trade Rumors at wordpress.com. You want to click the Surplus Calculator link. There's some excellent directions here on tab 1, but this video will show you a shortcut on how to load your calculator and get it ready to show the surplus in your league. The first thing you'll want to do is go to the Rosters tab. This spreadsheet is already preloaded with one league. What you'll want to do first is make a copy. So you go to File, Make a Copy. You now have your own version of the surplus calculator. The next thing you'll want to do is go to your league. When you go to your league, click your team name, and you'll want to go in the top, Export Rosters. When you click Export Rosters, you want to open that file, and you want to select all columns, all rows, select all the information in the file. Copy that information, go back to the surplus calculator, and in your Rosters tab, in column B1, you want to click and paste the information that you've just copied from the CSV file. Now all your rosters and all the salary information for each of the players in your league are populated in the surplus calculator. You can see the information here showing that Anthony Rizzo is owned in this league for $43 and he has $42 of projected value for 2016. We'll get to that just in a second. Projected for $0 of surplus. Now before you move forward, the next step will be to go to the Team Totals tab. In column A2, or cell A2, you want to click and it will bring up a filter at the bottom. You'll want to click the filter, select all, and deselect blanks. Click OK, and this will preload all 12 teams in your league. Each team is loaded here, and you'll be ready to see what surplus is generated in your league. Now to understand the surplus, there's a lot of information here. What I would recommend is listen to the recent podcast that Justin explained the surplus calculator. But quickly what it will show, first of all, is in the Values Input tab. This is the information that populates the surplus value for the calculator. These dollar values are based on steamer projections as of December 1st. This information may change over the off season, and we may change and update the calculator as need be. But these calculated values are from steamer projections. You can change these projections or you can change these dollar values as you see fit. So if you calculate your own dollar values for players in your league, you can copy and paste those into this Rosters tab, or excuse me, in the Values Input tab. Now just for reference, Justin has preloaded the steamer values so you can see those in case you want to go back to that information. He's also given you a tab for average salaries. You can see that information here for average salary by player and Fangraph points. So you can choose to change Mike Trout's value from a projected $75 to projected $65 if you like. You can go player by player, or you can preload this information as you see fit. Now once you have your dollar values set, go back to the Rosters tab, and you'll see that this player is projected for $0 of surplus, in this case Anthony Rizzo. Now what the calculator does is it assumes that only players with surplus value in this column, column J, will be kept in your league. Now that will not always be the case. In fact, there will be many instances where players and owners will keep players that do not have any projected surplus value. An example would be prospects or young players who may have upside or value that exceeds their small dollar amount but doesn't show any surplus because they have either no projections or very small projections for 2016. What you want to do next, in order to account for those players that show no surplus value but that you may want to keep or that you project other teams to keep, you can select yes or no to keep that player in column M. So if you see a prospect in your league that it seems obvious that a team is going to keep, you can select that here in the columns, and that player's salary will be added to their total in the calculator. So if you believe that Carlos Rodon, he's owned for $9, Steamer's values have him projected for $7, but you know that this team is going to keep this player, you can select yes, and $9 will be added to that team's surplus, or $9 will be added to that team's calculated keepable salaries, total salaries. That information can be seen in two places. First, in the team totals. This is the total dollars that are kept by each team in the league as you've selected in the rosters tab. So it defaults to surplus only plus what you add as keepers. That's reflected here. This is what the Steamer values are projected as their actual value. This is a total of real values that are projected by Steamer for 2016. This column should be higher than this column. When it is, this column and column D is what's going to be important to your league, which is the projected surplus of all players that are kept by team. As you can see here, this team is projected for $99 worth of surplus, which is the highest in the league. The higher the number you have, the better indication it is that you're set up well to compete going into the auction for your league and into the 2016 season. You can also see this demonstrated in the surplus graph, which shows you the total amount of dollars kept, the total amount of kept players who project for a certain amount of value. The difference between those will be their surplus value. The higher you are on this chart by team, the better you are going into the 2016 season. There are many other things that you can see from this calculator. Again, I recommend that you check out a recent podcast at Ottoneu Trade Rumors at WordPress.com. You can check out that podcast and many other tools. And this tool will be helpful for you to prepare for the 2016 Ottoneu season. Thanks for listening. Thanks for reading. And please leave us any comments, questions that you have on our blog site so that we can answer those. You can also join us on the Ottoneu Slack community. If you haven't joined, it's free. It's a great way and a network to join with Ottoneu players around the country. Thanks for listening. Thanks for reading, and enjoy the surplus calculator.